session. This is the regular session of the Board of Education. We've already met in executive session, but we did not do the flag salute yet, and there's not a flag in the room that we're meeting in. So we're going to start with the salute to the flag.
Mrs. Cassell.
Here.
Mrs. Richard.
Here.
Mrs. Sparta.
Here.
Mr. Fry. Here. Mrs. Shaw.
Here.
Mrs. Gray.
Here.
Mrs. McCune.
Here.
Mrs. Wilbur.
Here.
Mr. Marquardt. Here. Mr. Sy. Here.
Okay, and I guess I'll also do the statement of public notice now before the presentation. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Education. There is a statement of public notice provided to the newspapers. If you look through the statement of public notice, you'll see that there are 2 opportunities in the agenda for public comment. And if you choose to come up, please put your name and address on the clipboard that's provided. Also, I'd like to point out that the meeting is being recorded, as we have been doing in the last bunch of meetings. So you can read that at your own leisure. And we're going to move to the front row down there for the presentation.
Good evening. On behalf of Mr. Sempola and myself, we'd like to welcome you to Mount Prospect School. I'm Joanne Hosity, I'm the school principal. I'd like to say good evening to the board members. To Mr. Bijan, thank you for coming here. We are going to take a little walk down memory lane because this year is our 15th year here at Mount Prospect School. It all started way back in 1999 when we were nothing but a bunch of rubble. And if those of you who are just coming around in the hills do remember that it started, the Hills Foundation actually donated the property, and the next thing we know, our school is being built. Back in 1999, we would just see a sign, the future of the school site at the Hills. We had a staff of just 50 people. This year, we currently have a staff of over 150 people. So in 15 years, we truly have grown a lot. We have been one of the largest elementary schools here in Berners Township. When we first opened, we had 422 students. As we went through the years, our biggest bubble was just under 800 kids. We currently have 695 students. We have pre-K through 5th grade classes. We have 3 preschools, Peach and Pals. We have 2 preschool CBAP, which are a comprehensive behavior analytic program. We also have 5 primary CBAP programs. Those are our students' classes with autism. We have 4 kindergarten classes, 4 first grade classes, and 5 sections of 2nd through 5th grade. So we are very plentiful. We have all of our rooms are filled, and as you know, especially those parents who come and volunteer, and thank you for all those, especially those people who presented in International Day, which we just had on Friday. We'll talk a little bit about that. You see so much going on. Here at Mount Prospect, as well as all the elementary schools here in Berners Township, we celebrate our academic strengths, but we also celebrate our social and emotional growth for all the students. So some of the accolades that we have received, just most recently, we have been received the 2014 Exemplary High Performing National Blue Ribbon. A group of us were honored down in Washington, D.C. back in November, and it was very exciting. Out of 337 schools across the United States, we were one of the top schools recognized based upon standardized assessment scores. So we have to really clap for that. Back in 2007, I believe. And so we are so honored to continue that tradition. And as you know, it is not only just based upon our standardized test scores, but it's based upon so many different factors. First of all, I just have to say thank you to all of my teachers in the back. Can we just give them a round of applause for coming back and returning? Thank you. So thank you for coming back on it. They're like, okay, thank you very much. But it's because, as you can see, it's that dedication. They come back, they spend hours, they have done so much for our students, they do so much for everything that we do at the school. So we are so thankful to have such a talented pool of staff. We really strive to do a lot of professional development so that they are educated in the most current practices, so that way they are then taking those instructional practices and then giving and delivering that education to your children here. Our students, as you know, they come with many, many talents. Not only are they coming with a great knowledge of academics, but they are well-rounded students. We have, and you're going to hear a sampling of our band, our orchestra, we have artists, we have students who are wonderful in the science, we have our science fair. There's so much that is happening. This week alone, I think Mr. Simple and I, we've been out the past like 5 nights, because we've had international night, we have concerts. So again, we have so much happening, and not only do we have the students, but I have to say thank you to all the parents, you who are sitting here, who bring your students to the concerts, who are practicing and are always coming early for continental math in the years past, or for anything that's happening. You are the ones that really support us and make us strong in who we are. And some of our PTO board members who are here, I have to give a special thank you, our exec board, so thank you to them as well. Because again, without their help and their support, we really would just be 4 walls with a lot of kids running around. So, also some other awards and recognitions. We were 2012, 2013, we were the first place winners in the Mathematical League competition, the grade 5 level, so that was wonderful. So Mr. Gantz was leading us at that point. 2011, 2012, we were awarded the Grow Healthy grant from Rutgers University Cooperative Extension. From that money, we were able to have a garden, a learning garden, which then, through monies from the PTO, we have now made it into an outdoor learning environment. We have seats out there. We have a lot of teachers that do go out there and use that during the spring months, and it's really become a wonderful thing. And our gardening club, we actually have students, usually in the 4th and 5th grade, who actually will help manage and take care of that club. We have teachers who work endlessly. We have teachers, actually 2 teachers would come and help mow the grass and make sure the weeds that were pulled, so thank you to those teachers. And then each grade level or each class would actually take a plot and they would actually grow different fruits and vegetables, and we do that each year. So take a look for that in the spring. In 2007 and 8, we were the Lawfare Award statewide winners for grade 4. And in 2001, we were voted one of New Jersey's outstanding grade schools by New Jersey Monthly Magazine. So again, let's have a round of applause for all of the efforts that teachers have. But as stated, academic, we are very, very strong, but we also strive to really make sure that the students are growing as individuals and as people, to really capitalize on their strengths. In order to do that, we have many school programs. For example, we have our Panther Pride. The Panther is our school mascot, which back in 1999 was actually voted on. A little piece of trivia, if you go back, I was actually a 2nd grade teacher here, room 205 in 1999. Some of my students were here. We actually narrowed it down. The kids got to vote, and the last 2 that were, it was either we could be the Golden Retrievers or we could be the Panthers. Luckily, the Panthers won, because Mount Prospect Golden Retrievers, I don't know. It would have been a little crazy. So through the Panther Pride, we actually, each letter in Pride stands for positivity, respect, integrity, determination, empowerment. So each month, we're working on a character trait, and the students are infused. We have monthly assemblies where the entire student body meet, and we really role play, and we talk about the different things. We talk about what it looks like, what it sounds like, how we're going to really enact that, and make sure we have our Mount Prospect school manners. In order to highlight and to celebrate those students, we have our Achieving Character of Excellence, which is our ACE Award. Those are students that go above and beyond, that really show true character. We have a picture, I'm sorry it's a little small, but those are our students from last year. So we celebrate them in each of the monthly assemblies. They get green shirts, and they actually do a lot of different things around the school. Our dudes are doing unique deeds of excellence. Those are for kids who really, they're doing things that are a little above and beyond, but things that you might see every day. You're helping a friend, you might include them to play, different things like that. So they get a certificate, and again, we just ask them to stand at our assembly. We have our boosters program, which we run. That was when we had the 2nd or 3rd graders. They would actually learn different physical education games, and they would go down, they would become teachers for the kindergarten classes. And our PE teachers would actually coordinate that along with our guidance counselor. Sensitivity assemblies, those are, actually was piloted here at Mount Prospect School in 3rd grade. We actually have students who, they would actually come in and they would it's 90 minutes in different centers, and students would then get to participate in activities that would represent as if they had a disability. So that understanding and that sensitivity to working with kids with other needs was really starting to learn in 3rd grade. Peer Mentors, this is a wonderful program because we have so many classes with students with autism. Our 4th grade students and they have to make a very deep commitment. They would, during their recess time, if they'd like, we can actually train them, and they would actually go into our CBAP programs, which are the classes of autism. They would work on social skills, interpersonal skills, the teachers train them, our case manager, Karen Martin, would also train them, but this is wonderful. Usually, we only have space for 20 kids, but typically we'll get anywhere between 30 and 50 kids, and we make sure that we have a space for everyone. We change the schedule, we do anything we can, but they're giving up their recess pretty much all year round. So I have to really give, that's a wonderful program. The kids want to know, can we do it in 5th grade? Can we do it again? But in 5th grade, we move on to a different role. Those students who are identified as peer mediators, they are students who are role models, who really have shown good judgment. They learn techniques in conflict resolution, and they help us in our lunch aids, actually, Mr. Zampola, really, they help. So they go to the outside in recess, and for some of those little squabbles in kindergarten, which we know the lunch aids don't really need to deal with, we actually send them to the peer mediators, and they help the kids work it out. They question them, they give them different guidance, and hopefully that takes care of some of the issues. Anything big would then come to us, but it's just another activity that we can do. We also do school recycling programs, so that again is part of our character education awareness. Through our school and community connection, again, through PTO support, we are very, very fortunate to have many things in residence. So usually in the spring, in September and in the beginning of October, we have our poet in residence, PJ Ward. He actually comes for 5 different sessions, and he teaches the kids how to write poetry. Those of you who have 5th graders who have gone through our system, you know they come home with an entire book of poetry that is so well written in different genres. Our artist in residence, who I'll talk a little bit a little later, but we actually had, again, through PTO support, this October, he worked with the 4th and 5th grade students, and he created for our 15th year anniversary the banners that are in the library. So when you exit, please make sure that you go for a tour in the library. We also have different pictures of things that have happened throughout the years. We have our photo albums for the past 15 years. We have a CD playing from International Night. That was the dances from 3rd grade. So please take a look and make sure that you stop by. We also have International Day, which just happened last Friday, and again, I'll talk a little bit more about that, but Joanna Pang-Atkins works with the Morris Museum, and she came in for 2 weeks, worked with each of our 3rd grade classes, and taught them different dances from different countries. Amazing, amazing. So how many people attended? That was a good chunk of people, I hope. Excellent, and many of you also helped present. We have our Wizards of Words, so that's an author that comes in every year. Somebody changed this year, we'll be having Lisa Williver Fernari. And so again, the students will get to see how the authors create books, how they do the illustrations, and the author will take us and do a nice presentation. International Day, as I said, we just had our 4th annual International Day in January, last Friday. And this is because we are really a diversified community, and we love to celebrate. We have over 43 different languages spoken here. And this year we had 24 different countries represented. And what we do is during the day, the students actually get a passport and they are able to visit 4 different countries. And we have parent presentations, which I'll show you some pictures in a minute, where they're talking about their culture, they're doing PowerPoint presentations, they're doing an activity from their culture. There's dancing, they were playing soccer, we've done karate, we've done taekwondo. It's really a wonderful extravagance. Then in the evening, we have the Taste of the Nations. The parent presenters then come back. They have different presentation boards that are up so that we can learn a little bit more about the country, but the best part is the food. Everybody is here for the food. You get to walk around and sample different things and different types of food from their country. And again, Joanna Pang-Atkins, she would then come back and the kids would have their dance assembly in the evening, and it's wonderful. It was standing room only here on Friday night. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. So again, we had all the different countries, all the way from Argentina to Taiwan, Switzerland. We had the parents get dressed up. They really represent. We bring all different symbols and different things, different costumes, different anything you can imagine, the flags, so that the students are able to go and learn a lot about the countries. And as you can see, there's the different representations. The students would then be dancing again. I really encourage you to watch part of the video, which is over by Nurse's office when you first come in. So it was a wonderful, wonderful evening. So a little bit more, I have to say thank you to Ms. Bobona. Can you just raise your hand, Ms. Bobona? Oh, there you are. Hi, how are you? More teachers over here. Hello, teachers. Ms. Bobona was very pivotal in helping us acquire Dan Fenelon. He was actually, again, through Morris Arts. But we really were looking for something to do for our 15th anniversary. If you look right adjacent to our wall in the hallway, for our 10th year anniversary, we actually made tiles. So every student in the school during our art class was able to, and if I could draw a portrait of myself, it was really good. It was a little help from Ms. Bobona, I have to say. My lips were hard to do. we were able to draw a portrait, and so now it's there for 10 years of celebration. So we have so many alumni that come back and they're always looking, where was I? Oh, look at me, I was in kindergarten. So it's really a fun thing. But Dan Fenelon actually worked with the 4th and 5th grade students during their art time, and they created, they drew, they sketched, and then they painted the banners that you see in the library. So I'm just going to show you a real quick 3-minute video of a little sampling, and thank you again to Ms. Gavona for creating this.
You can make it full screen, Joanne.
Actually up for an award back in 1999. But to add the color and to add some meaning, because now the students walk by and they're like, hey, I painted that. I was the one that painted that color. I painted the ear and the dragon. Does dragon have ears? I'm not sure. But it's just amazing, and the great thing is that we can interchange them, so we can continue this as a nice tradition in non-Prospect schools. So it's just something new. Again, we're all about traditions. We're all about inviting our alumni back for pizza night, ice cream social. We work hard. We work very hard here, and everyone who attends here knows that we have very high expectations, but we really, really love to have fun. So to really end the program, and again, thank you for sitting through our presentation, One of our coup de grace is our music program. I have to say, Berners Township, our music program is so strong. Mr. Michael Fackelman, I think he was here, but he's the supervisor of the Fine Arts Department. We are so fortunate here at our school to have students who really, they start in orchestra, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, band, 4th and 5th grade, and our chorus, 3, 4, and 5. To have amazing, amazing students with such talent, but I have to say kudos to Miss Kate Whiteley, who is our band instructor, who you will see first. And then I also have to give kudos to Miss Kowaleski, who is our orchestra and strings teacher, who you will see second. So we're just going to briefly transition. So can we have a round of applause for our band students? Just going to move our chairs up a little bit. Their first selection is going to be Valiance, and then they will be followed by Ode to Joy. And I would like to welcome Miss Kate Whiteley, our band instructor. Good evening. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining us for our special presentation. so much. We're going to do a very quick transition over to our orchestra. In our orchestra, we have over 90 members in our orchestra in our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Tonight we have a sampling of some of our 4th and 5th grader students. And again, we just had their concert last Thursday, and it was wonderful. We actually combined with Oak Street. We do 2 schools during our orchestra concert, and you feel like you were in, it's the sound of music in Juilliard. It's wonderful. Just to hear the sounds that are wafting from the stage is amazing. So can we have a round of applause as they're coming in? And they will be doing Trip Hop from the Nutcracker Suite, and then one of our favorite songs, and I promise not to sing, this is one of my favorites, Let It Go from the Frozen soundtrack. I swear I won't sing. Hill. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.